amazing! Comets win! Comets win!
There's a nice feed by
Carter!
And Baisley with the rip. Dean Larry, you got to load that one up. Hey, hey.
Oh, got a little wink action there.
Hey, and set.
The
Warriors in the state final!
And welcome to Reading High School. For CHL action tonight on the girls' side for basketball, it will be the Madeira Amazons taking on the Reading Blue Devils. Hello, I am Bill Bretz, doing this game solo here tonight. Our second straight night in this brand new gym here, if you're watching this for the first time. Of course, Reading has a brand new K through 12 facility. This gym opened up actually after the school opened up. It didn't open up till about October. So, but it's open now, and it's been very, very busy. So actually going to be hosting tournament action here in about a month or so, month and a half or so. But we've got CHL action here tonight between the Madeira Amazons, who come in at 4-6 overall, 3-2 overall, and Reading Blue Devils 2-9, 1-4 in the CHL. So we are going to step out here just for a second, and then we will come back and give you the starters for tonight's game.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Nornice. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses.
You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
And welcome back here to Reading High School for the Madeira Amazons, Reading Blue Devils girls basketball. Let's look first at the Amazons. They have probably right now statistically the best girl in the CHL, and junior Carly Scott. She leads the league in average, 18.6 a game, 11.9 rebounds. You'll see her out there at number 32 for the Amazons, and she has had a career high 28 points just before Christmas against Goshen. So Carly Scott having a great year here for Madeira. On the Reading side, it is for Coach Sidney Mason, it is a year of injuries. She's had injuries to three key players. Aubrey Link, after the second game of the season, had an ankle injury. Carly Holbert had an ACL in the tryouts, and then just recently, Leilani Boley has a possible ACL injury. This has really hurt a young Reading Blue Devil team. So that's depleted their roster even more right now. So they are depending right now on two seniors. They're two senior players here, Myasia Anderson-Little and Hope Nelson, the only two seniors on the team. They're the key players right now for the Reading Blue Devils. Let's look at the starting lineups right now for the Amazons. They're coached by Jared Klein in his third year. They'll be starting Paige Meyer. She's a senior, number 4. Averages 3.4 a game. Madeline Hamrick, 3.1 average. She's number 10. She's a sophomore, second in the league in assists, a 3.7. Sarah Hicks, a junior. She's number 15. She's averaging 7.8 a game, 2.7 assists, and she is she is fourth in assists. Also starting is Nomi Simmons, 5'3" a game, and she is a senior, number 24. As we said, Carly Scott, junior, number 32. For the Reading Blue Devils, they will be starting tonight. Allie Sands, she's a 5'3" junior, averaging 3.2 a game. Myasia Anderson-Little is a 5'8" senior. She's averaging 7.2 a game and 8 rebounds a game. Hope Nelson, a 5'8" senior. She's 6.2 game, 6.3 rebounds. Also, Kiera Bailey, a 5'7" sophomore, 2.8 a game. And also starting is Margaret Grant, a 5'8" junior, 3.1, 3 points a game, 3.7 rebounds. Our officials tonight: Angelo Zolotanis, Greg Steinker, and Jeff Ayers. We are ready to get this game tipped off here. Glad you have joined us here at, as we said, the new facility here at Reading. It's our second game in a row. We had boys last night, so this is ICRC's second game. And I think our producer, Dean Lowry, has already pronounced it one of his favorite places already to have a game. It is a nice facility here, nice facility to get set up at. So here we go, tip off. And the Amazons control the ball. That's Madeline Heinrich bringing the ball over the timeline. Heinrich over to Hicks. Heinrich hits, and that is almost stolen by Hope Nelson. She tipped it away out of bounds. Madeira will still get it inbounds right in front of the Reading bench. Sydney Mason in her third year, by the way, at Reading. There's in Carly Scott. Carly Scott in for an easy layup. She gets the first 2 points of the game. Ready now with the ball. Margaret Grant on the baseline. She's being guarded by Scott. Anderson-Little back to Grant. And broken up by Simmons. Still be Blue Devil ball. We'll get a break here. We'll look at that first basket by Scott. Myasia Anderson is being guarded by Simmons, and Myasia Anderson hands it off to Hope Nelson. Anderson-Little still with the ball. Reading being very patient right now. Madeira. Defense, 3-point attempt. No good by Hope Nelson. Rebounded by the Amazons. Back the other direction it comes. Stolen by Anderson-Little. Izzy Bailey back to now Allie Sands, who's going to set it up. Anderson-Little over to Grant. Once again, this Reading team being very patient here. Looking for the good shot. Right now, Madeira in man-to-man defense. Sand, top of the key. Hope Nelson. Trying to look inside. Now Hope Nelson. And Hope Nelson with the drive, and she's got Reading's first 2 points. Tied at 2-2. Played about 2.5 minutes already in this game. We get a stoppage here. We'll take a look at those baskets. We haven't had a stoppage yet. We've played almost 3 minutes. At this rate, guys, we'll be out here early tonight. It stays this way. Probably not, though. Anderson-Little with the drive. Hope Nelson with offensive rebound, and we have a foul coming up. Looks like it's going to be on Simmons. Naomi Simmons picks up the first foul of the game. Ready now be triggering in from the inbounds. That'll be Hope Nelson. Looking for Anderson Little now. Stolen away though. Sarah Hicks. Simmons, three-point attempt. Got it. From the baseline, Naomi Simmons. Neither one of these teams really shoot the three that much, and they're not particularly good in percentage-wise. Madeira's about 25%, Reading's about 20%, but Reading's only made 11 of them all season. Madeira's only made 32 all season. That was their 33rd. Now we'll take a look at this three here by Simmons. Nice job by Simmons, though. She took the pass. Now watch this. She takes the pass, takes a step back. She knew exactly where she was for the three-pointer. 5-2 in favor of the Amazons. Reading ball, though. Drive in the paint by Hope Nelson, and scramble for the rebound, and we're going to have a possession call. And possession's going to go to the Blue Devils. Or will it? Nope, it's going to go to, I'm sorry, it's going to go, well, I had a 50-50 chance there. Went to the Amazons. Riley Scott on the Hicks. We played over 4 minutes and both teams have not made a substitution yet. Hicks, nice save, but into Hope Nelson. I'm sorry, that was Scott. Nice save to Hope Nelson. Nelson with the ball. Grant. Over to Anderson Little. Anderson Little trying a little baseline drive. And we got a foul coming up. It looks like it's going to be on number 4. That would be Paige Meyer. That would be her first foul, second foul for the Amazons. Margaret Grant, and she manages to save that inbounds pass here on underneath. Anderson Little in the paint. Off the backboard. And that is Maeja's first basket. 5-4 now in favor of the Amazons. Play about 3 minutes and a very quick first quarter here. Hicks. On the Heinrich. Heinrich over to Simmons. Simmons another three-point attempt off the backboard. And rebounded by Sands. Margaret Grant took a fall there, and it really looks like she's in a little bit of pain down there. She fell on her back. And Margaret Grant set up the illegal screen right there. That's why she got the foul called on her. That's her first foul. There is, see, she actually hit Hicks. Heinrich feeds it off to number 42 there. That's Katie Demick. Demick is her first substitute in the game here. She's a junior for Darren, number 42. Gets 2 points off the bench here. 7-4 favoring the Amazons, approaching 2-minute mark. Anderson Little underneath that basket. It's getting all different kinds of problems underneath there with the Madeira defense. Kicks it back out now. Bailey over the Hope Nelson. Hope Nelson driving in the paint. It is short. Hicks with the rebound. There's Dimmick. She kicks it back out to Hicks. Hicks for the three-pointer. Off the rim, rebound by Scott. Madeira sets it back up again here. This time into Scott, in the paint. Got it. Carly Scott, her second basket. She has now 4. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Nelson looking into, actually, I think she was trying to find McKenna Stacy, who's in the game now for Reading, a 5'7" sophomore. Over through her. Madeira with the ball now with 44 seconds to go. Courtney Culp is in the game now from Madeira, junior, number 23. .30 seconds to go. Hicks and Heinrich are just playing catch out here, trying to get someone set up in the middle, and there's the person they want to get to. That's Carly Scott. Demick, though, offensive rebound, cannot hold on to it. Finally taken away by Sands. 11 seconds to go, under 10 seconds to go now. And drive by Grant, and shot up by Hope Nelson does not fall. We have gone to the end of the first quarter with Madeira up 9-4 in this contest here tonight. ICRC-TV is glad that you have come out here tonight. We are going to go to a break right now. We will be back for quarter number 2. Don't go away.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt,
such a weirdo,
excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
And Bill Brett's back here at Reading High School, where Madeira is up 9-4 at the end of the first quarter. Scott has 4 points, Naomi Simmons a 3-pointer, and Katie Demick 2 points off the bench for the Amazons. 2 baskets by the Blue Devils are by Myasia Anderson-Little and Hope Nelson. Reading with the ball. And the same, looks like the same 5 we had ended the quarter with then for the Blue Devils. Myasia Anderson, boy, when she drives in there, she has 2 or 3 Madeira players. They are just crashing that middle area of underneath the basket. And Reading's having a very difficult time with that. Traveling call on Simmons. Right now the Amazons have the same 5 the end of the first quarter with. So Reading ball out right in front of us. Low scoring game. Reading only averages about 31 a game and Madeira about 40 a game. Myasia Anderson. Oh, she thought that McKenna Stacy was going out to the corner there, but Stacy was tied up underneath there and threw the ball out of bounds. So Hemrick triggering in. Simmons now the Hemrick bringing the ball up the floor here. Sophomore. That's what they want to do, is get that ball into Carly Scott, but she's tied up underneath. And I think they're going to call foul on Allie Sand. That's her first foul. It's second for the Blue Devils. Each team has 2 fouls now. Hamrick now takes a seat on the bench as Hicks back in the ball game now for Madeira. Sands almost took it away from Hicks. Hicks still has it. Hicks looking inside to Scott. Scott could not get the ball. Nice defense in there by McKenna Stacy. Had her alter that shot. And kind of a wild shot put up by Redding there. And back the other direction comes Madeira. Simmons. And we got another foul coming up here. The basket was in the Paige Meyer. Hope Nelson picks up her first foul. It's the third foul for Redding. Simmons, 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Stacy. Here Daly over them. Myasia, Anderson, Little. There's a 3-point off the backboard by McKenna Stacy. She just kind of pushed that up there right off the backboard. 2-point ball game now. There's Scott underneath. Does not fall. Scott almost got the offensive rebound, but Maya Anderson Little takes it away. Trying to go coast to coast right now. And ball batted out of bounds. And they said that she lost it. So let's take a look at that 3-pointer by McKenna Stacy. Stacy just lobbed it up there. Boom. Got it. See it again from a different angle. Actually, I thought it went off the backboard. It didn't when it switched on that. My angle, it looked like it was backboard. Nevertheless, it counts. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Blue Devils. Deere will get the ball in front of us. Hicks inbounding it from Paige Meyer. Hicks taken away by Anderson Little. Now back the other direction comes the Blue Devils to Hope Nelson. She was a little bit too deep under the basket, and they're going to say Jared Klein once called 30-second timeout, so our first timeout called of the game right now. Madeira's had a domination of the series with Redding. They have won 10 in a row over the last few years, actually over the last 5 years. Back in 2014, Redding won both games during that year. They play each other, of course, twice being in the league. But since that time, it's been all Madeira. Madeira's had some pretty good records during that time. Last year, 2 years ago, they were 13-1. They were league champs with Marymount. Had 22-4 record overall. In 2017, 20-5. Last year they were 11-12, 7-7 in the league. Redding's had struggles here the last few years. Their last winning season was 2017. They were 12-11 that year. Anderson Little with the travel, and Madeira now with the ball. Bailey putting a little pressure on Hicks now. Now she backs off as Emmerich brings the ball over the timeline. Hicks cross court. No good. Carly Scott with a cross court pass here. It's always a dangerous pass. Paige Meyer underneath and a tie up. And possession's going to stay down with Madeira. Take a look at that last sequence right now. There's the tie-up right there. Nice job by Allie Sands. Courtney Culp in the game now for Madeira. Into Scott. Scott, by far the tallest girl out there on the floor. But Reddy's doing a good job. Last 3 times she has attempted underneath. She's missed it, but makes that 4 times offensive rebound by her. Second offensive rebound, and Reddy, Allie Sands takes it away. So great defense by the Blue Devils on Carly Scott under the basket. Oh, Sand was wide open and could not hold on to the shot, but saved out of bounds. Stacy, and finally another tie-up, and this time it's going to go to Reddy. Margaret Grant back in the ball game. McKenna Stacy takes a seat on the bench for Reading. Hope Nelson triggering the ball in. Mary Hartog, freshman, seeing her first action here tonight. Mary was playing in a JV game here tonight. Asia Anderson with the drive, and she is fouled. Foul is on Carly Scott. That's her third foul for Madeira, for her first. Anderson Little is a 49% foul shooter. He misses that first one. That's the first foul attempt tonight by anyone. Well, the percentages are on her side now to make the second one. She does. Closes the gap to 1 point now. Reading, we have gone over 4 minutes of this quarter. Madeira has yet to score. Reading has 4 points. Hicks. Heinrich loses the ball out of bounds. Now Reading with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Naomi Simmons back in the ball game. Hicks takes a seat on the bench. Bailey now going to bring the ball over the timeline for the Blue Devils. The score was tied at 2-all. Madeira has had the lead ever since. Nelson, Bailey, Sands, they're just playing, trying to look for someone inside, and they're trying to look for Anderson Little inside. There's Hope Nelson in the paint. Hope Nelson, short. Anderson Little with the rebound. Back out to Nelson. Nelson, 8-footer, overshot the basket. Madeira now with the ball. Culp gets the rebound. Heinrich now taking the ball over the timeline for the Amazons. Down about 2:30 to go here in the first half. A very quick half so far. But a very low scoring first half. And that basket is good. A drive on the baseline drive by Hartog. Hartog gets the first points for the Amazons in this quarter. Went almost 6 minutes without scoring in this quarter. 3-point lead now again. Once again, Sands, Bailey. And shot was no good. Sands, Bailey, and Nelson were playing catch out there. 1:25 to go here in first half. Carly Scott, nice feed from Heinrich into Scott, and it's going to count. For Scott, that's her 6 points. Heinrich, that's an assist. Margaret Margaret Graham picks up her second foul. It's a 4th foul for Reading. So Margaret Graham's going to take a seat on the bench. Scott misses it. She's 65% foul shooter, but she misses that one. So 23, Anana Roseman is in the ball game. She's a 5'4" junior. Also number 12, Catherine Emerson, a 5'8" senior, or sophomore for Reading. The Devils only have 2 seniors on the team. That'd be Nelson and Anderson Little. Anderson Little, 3-pointer off the backboard, no good, but she gets offensive rebound, but finally controlled by Simmons. Under a minute to go now. Madeira did not score a point for almost the first 6 minutes. Got 4 now in the last minute or so. Enough to take a 5-point lead. Scott underneath. She is fouled by Emerson. Emerson picks up her first. We'll see this again. They're doing a good job, though. I mean, they're making Emerson. I mean, Emerson's got to earn her points at the foul line here. Or Scott does, I'm sorry. She makes that one. She gets them both this time. 2 for 3 from the foul line, 8 points for Scott. And that is an errant pass by the Blue Devils. On the inbounds. So a break here for the Amazons as Simmons going to trigger it in right in front of us. Hamrick got 23 seconds to go. That's in the Demick and will not fall. Bounced all around that rim and does not fall. Hope Nelson puts the ball up. Does not fall. We have come to the end of the first half with Madeira Amazons up 15-8 over the Reading Blue Devils. We will be back for second half action in just a moment. Don't go away.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.
And we are back here, and there you see our host here at Reading High School, John Payne, Reading High School Athletic Director. The easiest guy to find in the house any nights. If you come to Reading games, either football or basketball or any other sport there, John always dresses to the point where he's easy to find. But thank you, John. He is a great host here for us, and he's doing a good job tonight. Madeira's Athletic Director, Joe Kimling, is over here to my left right now. So we have 2 of the 8 athletic directors in CHL here. Bill Bretz, glad you have joined us here second half. You can see the Amazons are up right now 15-8. Naomi Simmons has 3 points. Carly Scott with 8 points, just a little bit under her average right now of 18-6. Katie, for the half that is, Katie Dimick, 2 points off the bench. Mary Hardhog, 2 points off the bench. For Reading, Myasia Anderson Little has 3 points. Hope Nelson has a basket, and McKenna Stacy, a 3-pointer off the bench for the Blue Devils, and that's their 8 points right now. That's where we stand. We're going to have those playback times at the end of this quarter. We'd like to thank our great crew out here tonight. Dean Lowry, of course, our main man, our producer out here. Dee Stewart is directing it tonight. Bob Rinker, Drew Lowry, Steve Benton are our camera operators. Thank you, guys. You do a great job. We always like to thank our crew. I always say, without this crew, I'll be sitting here talking to myself. So, this, interesting enough, will be the second we will be seeing this Madeira girls team twice this week, because Marymount, they play Marymount on Saturday. That will be covered by ICRC-TV. And maybe we'll see Naomi Simmons get another 3-pointer at that one. That's her second one, and she now has 6 points in. First double-digit lead of the night here for the Amazons. Yes, they will be playing Madeira. That will be, or Marymount. That will be on ICRC-TV on Saturday. That's when we will be having that game. Those 2 teams were co-champs 2 years ago in the CHL. And we have a foul coming up. Foul, and Naomi Simmons commits the foul. That's her second. That's its first for the Amazons in this half. We'll be having those playback times at the end of this quarter, so got pencil and paper ready. Off the inbounds, Myasia Anderson Little could not get that to drop. Hicks over the Heinrich again. Simmons, Paige Meyer with the ball and being tied up underneath there. Paige is the only senior on this Amazon team, so there's only 3 seniors on the out here for Reading. Of course, we said Nelson and Anderson Little. Paige Meyer, the only senior for Madeira. Possession call obviously goes to the Blue Devils as Kira Bailey bringing the ball up the floor, and Sands now. Cross court to Hope Nelson. Sand again. Hope Nelson trying to look into Anderson Little. But boy, this Madeira defense just collapses on her. And actually Madeira looks like they're in a 2-3 zone, makes Reading shoot the 3-pointer. They miss it. And that's a travel by Madeline Heinrich. Hemrick, I'm sorry. 6:11 to go here in quarter number 3. Simmons strikes with the 3-pointer to give the Amazons a 10-point lead right now. Now Anderson Little playing out high and back to Margaret Graham. So Reading's got their 5 starters in the game. Hicks almost steals the ball though. Sands controls it. Myasia Anderson Little wouldn't count as a 2-pointer since she had 1 foot on the line there. Hicks over to Simmons. Simmons, 5-footer from the baseline. Naomi Simmons now has 8 points. 5 of them in this quarter. Ready, just throwing the ball around, trying to look for somebody to get open underneath. But boy, this Madeira defense, which right now looks like it's in a 2-3 zone, just really collapses once a Blue Devil gets into the paint. Grant loses the ball. Hicks now is going to inbound it for Madeira. Paige Meyer in the paint. She's looking into Carly Scott. Scott, and she gets the basket.
Field goal, number 32, Carly Scott.
Carly Scott's second field goal percentage. And Sydney Mason's going to call full timeout for Reading. She's second in the CHL in field goal percentage, but you can see why she is, because she gets inside and she gets those nice, easy layups. Although she's had a little bit of issue tonight on a few of them. There's Paige Meyer in the Scott, and Scott, there's the layup. So Carly Scott, she now is in double figures with 10 points in the game. Just invite you to go to CHLsports.com to see all the stuff that's going on in the Cincinnati Hills League. There's a lot of action going on, from wrestling to swimming to bowling, the boys basketball. We had a boys basketball game here last night. Blue Devils and the Laughlin Panthers. Do have some upcoming games here in ICRC-TV next week on Wednesday the 15th. Got a couple of games here, girls games. Clark at St. Bernard, Withrow at Milford, and then come back on Friday. A couple boys games, Taylor at Marymount and Milford at Kings. A lot of action coming up on ICRC-TV. You can go to ICRC-TV.com, and all of our games are streamed there, so you can see the game last night. Laughlin Reading game, the first game that ICRC-TV did in this new gym here at Reading High School. And that is stolen by Hemrick, trying to go coast to coast, and she's got it. And for Madeline, that's her first basket of the night. 24-8 lead now, as Madeira now has a 9-0 run in this quarter. Grant. I'm sorry, that was Stacy. We have McKenna Stacy in here.
Foul charge for Madeira, number 23, Courtney Colt.
Courtney Colt picks up her first foul. It's a second one for Madeira. Scott takes a seat in the bench now. Demick back in the ball game here. And Heinrich to Hicks. Hicks with the easy layup. Sarah Hicks, her first basket now. You said Hicks and Heinrich coming in here second and fourth in the CHL in assists. Both now have had a basket this quarter. In the game for Reading also, seeing her first action here is McKenna Allen, number 40. McKenna is a freshman. Played in JV game. McKenna takes a three-pointer off the rim, though. Rebounded by Colt. And in the game right now for Madeira, number 20, Lily Benintendi. That name sounds familiar. Yeah, her brother. Pretty darn good baseball player. So playing for the Boston Red Sox, Andrew is. They'll be in Cincinnati in September. Red Sox will be playing the Reds. Andrew Benintendi, boy, he had quite a career here in the CHL, both basketball and baseball. sister now is the sports figure for Madeira for the high school.
Madeira, number 14, Rosie Davis.
Rosie Davis in the ball game for Madeira, number 14. Looks like possibly Kiera Bailey came back in the ball game here. We got one Reading player come in. There's a possession and a possession between Stacy and I didn't see the Madeira player. But Madeira gets the call on the possession. And Madeira got to get that ball over the timeline. It was close. Reading put a little full court pressure on him. And the pressure works as they knock the ball out of bounds, and Reading gets the ball back here. 1:50 to go here in the third quarter. Blue Devils looking for their first points of this quarter. And a ball is taken away. Sarah Hicks. Hicks, three-point attempt, off the rim. Knocked out of bounds by Madeira. It'll be Reading ball. Kiera Bailey bringing the ball over the timeline. Asia Anderson trying to drive. Now she kicks it back out to 30 and put back in by McKenna Stacy. She has now 5 off the bench. That was Kiera Bailey, the number 30. So Reading's first points of this quarter, and Katie Demick dribbled on the out of bounds line. So Reading gets a break, get the ball back in their own side of the floor. Myasia Anderson Little triggering the ball into Bailey. Sands going to try a three-pointer, trying to go off the backboard. Myasia Anderson Little with the rebound, and she is fouled. Looks like by Hicks. No, Carrie Demick, sorry. Demick picks up her first foul. It's a third for Madeira. Inbounds pass, and we got a possession, and it's going to stay down Reading's side. So Reading will get another chance on the inbounds here with 23.5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Myasia Anderson Little gets underneath, gets offensive rebound, scrambling underneath. And Sydney Mason's going to call a 30-second timeout. So 16.6 seconds to go. Reading with the timeout. Madeira will be, as we said, will be in action next on Saturday. That's at Marymount. That's a 1:30 start in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon. As I said, ICRC-TV will be there for that game. Reading's next action will be at Deer Park. That will also be Saturday at 1:30 p.m. So right now, most of the teams are in the middle of their league, occasionally in non-leagues thrown in there, but for the most part, they're in the league action right now, as we're kind of like, might say, in the heart of the season here for basketball. Sands. Sands driving the paint, is tripped up, and it's going to be a tripping foul on Madeira.
Foul charge Madeira, number 14,
Rosie Davis picks up the foul, the sophomore. Anderson Little now. Sands puts the ball up right at the buzzer, does not fall. So Madeira pulls out in this one now with a 11-2 run in this quarter to give them the lead at 26-10. We're going to run back those playback times for you as soon as we see some of the action there. There's that tie-up underneath there. And Stacy now has McKenna Stacy in that basket, 5 points off the bench there. And there's our playback times. Thursday on the 9th at 5 p.m., Friday the 10th at 8 p.m., Saturday the 11th at 3 p.m., Sunday the 12th at 10 a.m., channel 18 on Spectrum Cable. Cincinnati Bell-Fi Optics, you'll see it on 848. And of course, we said all of our games are streamed on ICRC-TV.com. You can watch the games anytime on the internet. A lot of action coming up with ICRC, as we said, here in the next few weeks. But we have one more quarter of action here at Reading High School tonight. Madeira trying to get to 5 wins on the season and 4 wins in the CHL. Reading struggling at that 2-9 record. As we said at the beginning of the broadcast, they have had several injuries, plus the fact is it's a young team to begin with. Emmerich and Simmons back in the ball game there. Paige Meyer looking into Carly Scott and rolls out. I tell you, Carly Scott has had at least 4 or 5 baskets that just kind of rolled off the rim here tonight. Margaret Graham picks up her 3rd foul, and that is only the first for the Blue Devils here. That puts Scott at the line. 2 for 3 tonight. Is that 3 for 4? She has 11 points. CHL leading scorer and leading rebounder as of this time. Puts both of them up there. She's 4 for 5 tonight from the line. Has now 12 points. Team has 28. It's her largest lead of the night at 18. Sands and Margaret Grant. Margaret Grant trying to drive that baseline, is tied up underneath. And we have possession call. It's going to stay down the Blue Devil side. We have had several possession calls tonight. Really tight defense, especially in the paint, near the paint. Paige Meyer took the worst of that. Looks to be okay, though. She's going to stay in the game. Hope Nelson now triggering in for the Blue Devils. And Carly Scott breaks it up on the inbounds pass. Hicks trips and falls. And Hope Nelson is charged with the foul. That's only Reading's 2nd foul. Nelson's 2nd. So as of this moment, neither team is close to the 1-1. Very quick game here tonight. Oh, how that for a takeaway. Anderson Little, wow. That's called taking it out, stripping the pocket there for her. She gets her 5th point on the steal. Simmons kicks it off to Paige Meyer. Meyer with her first basket. The senior gets her first basket of the night here. So the 2 teams trade baskets here. Still an 18-point lead. Anderson Little, baseline, throws it up. Scott with the rebound. Hemrick looking up floor. She's got Paige Meyer, who tries to kick it off to Simmons, but it's broken up by Hope Nelson. Our last couple of baskets right here. There's the strip and the steal by Myasia Anderson Little. and then back the other direction. Actually, we're back to live action. Hicks, Simmons. Simmons looking into Scott. Got it. Carly Scott. She has 14 now. Still a little shy of her average right now. She came in at 18.6, leading the CHL in average and leading the CHL in rebounds, just under 12 rebounds a game. She's had a few of them tonight too. She's had some offensive rebounds here tonight. Bailey, back out to Sands. Baseline drive by Hope Nelson. Now she comes back the other direction. Battle underneath. And last touch by the Blue Devils.
Ready substitution, number 12, Catherine Emerson.
Catherine Emerson in the game for Reading again, as Hope Nelson takes a seat on the bench. Emmerich's going to trigger it in now for the Amazons. That's she leads. Nice little lead pass to Simmons, and she is fouled by Emerson.
Ready foul charge number 12, Catherine Emerson.
That's her second, and that's only the team's third, but that's going to be a shooting foul. So that'll put Simmons on the line for the first time tonight. She's a 70% foul shooter. You know what? I said that Paige Meyer was a senior. I just looked down here. I missed on that one. My fault right now. Naomi Simmons, she is also a senior for this Madeira team. Sorry about that, Naomi. And she misses them both. That's kind of a rare time for her to miss two of them. And almost broken up by Madeline Hemrick coming down, but she knocks it out of bounds. Emerson going to trigger it in now for the Blue Devils. Anderson Little. Too deep off the backboard. Knocked out of bounds by the Madeira, so Reading still with the ball under the basket. Anderson Little catches the ball on the inbounds. 4:40 to go in this ball game. Margaret Grant off the rim. Rebound by Maggie Flanagan, sophomore. She's in the ball game now for Madeira. And Scott turns around, puts it in. Strong off the backboard. And she is fouled.
Ready foul charge number 44, Margaret Grant, her fourth.
Margaret Grant picks up her fourth foul. She's going to take a seat on the bench here. McKenna Stacy back in the ball game for Reading. Scott 4 for 5 from the foul line, trying to get the good old-fashioned three-pointer off the rim. She gets offensive rebound, puts it back in. Well, you missed the foul shot, get the offensive rebound, puts it back in. And
30-second timeout,
Madeira calls a 30-second timeout here with 4:17 to go here. So after 8 points in the first half, right now Scott has 10 in this half, so she is just shy of her 18.6 average. The last one coming off of a missed foul shot. She gets the offensive rebounds, puts it in. And Scott's on the bench right now. So she has half of her team's 36 points. Anderson Little. Allie Sands. And a going to call a travel on Catherine Emerson. I think some of the Reading faithful thought she was fouled there, but she traveled before the foul occurred. Flanagan bringing the ball over the timeline. Now she hands it off to Simmons. We got an illegal screen here.
Offensive foul charge for Madeira's number 42, Katie Dimmick.
By Katie Dimmick. That's the 5th foul. So with 3:37 to go, Madeira still has 1 to waste. Reading has 2 to waste here before they get into 1-1. Sand drives into paint, little floater up. Rebounded out though by Hartog.
Substitution. Going to Amazon, number 23, Courtney Colt.
Courtney Colt back in the ball game. Simmons takes a seat in the bench.
Ready. 23, Anna Rosen.
And Nana. And on Roseman is in the ball game for Reading. Rosie Davis. Davis was one of 2 that came up from the JV game tonight. Mary Hartog is another one for the Amazons. And Hartog takes the baseline shot, misses it. Anderson Little with the rebound. She comes back the other direction quickly over the timeline. And foul is going to be on Flanagan.
Foul charge on Madeira's number 23, Courtney Colt.
Or Culp, I thought it was Flanagan. We'll take Culp. Sorry about that. And Anderson Little was fouled. And she misses the first foul shot, 49% foul shooter. She is 1 for 3. Percentages say she gets this one. Let's see. And rolls off the rim. Wow. Nice defense by the Blue Devils. Now they get it all over the timeline. Rosie Davis. And Rosie Davis throws the ball out of bounds. Reading ball with 2:23 to go. Madeira in command of this game as they have been for most of the way here. Three-point attempt, no good. Scramble underneath between Demick and Rosemond. Possession call goes to Madeira. And Jared Klein wants a full timeout, so I believe that's Jared Klein's 3rd timeout he has taken. So he wants to talk it over here. He's got some subs in there as of right now. In the CHL by right now, girls basketball, Indian Hill is leading away. Coming into tonight, they were 5-0 in the league, 8-3 overall. Marymount, who we will see this Saturday, 4-1, 8-3 also overall in the league. And Wyoming 4-1, and the Cowboys are 5-4 overall in the league. Taylor 7-4 overall in the league play. So that's how the CHL girls match up right now. He said his Amazon team is 3-2 in the league, 4-6 overall. Reading 1-4 in the league, 2-9. They went through a series of years. They have 4 straight years of 20 or more wins. 15, 16, 17, and 18. There's a stolen inbound by Bailey, but she travels. So during that stretch of time, they were 88-15 during that time. Now, Carly Scott was part of that time because she was on that 2018 team that was 22-4 and 13-1 with Coach Hansworth Marymount. Interesting thing about Scott is her first game as a freshman against North College Hill, shot is up and no good. There's a foul coming up. Her first game against North College Hill in her varsity career, she scored 23 points in her first game. Now, she has not had a whole lot of 20-point games until this season, but her first varsity game, 23 points. That'd be pretty impressive way to start your varsity career. Courtney Colt, 50% foul shooter, gets her first point of the game. Gets them both. She now has a pair. And Lily Benatendi is coming in back in the ball game for Madeira, sophomore. And there's a tie up underneath. Katie Dimick and McKenna Stacy. Katie Dimick has been in a lot of tie-ups underneath the basket tonight. She has spent a lot of time down on the floor. But Madeira gets the ball, and that's going to be that's a 5-second violation. 5-second violation on Madeira not getting the ball in time. Don't see that happen very often. Reading on the inbounds. Shot was put up by Bailey. Madeira, the last touch the ball, so Anderson Little in the paint. Gets offensive rebound. Now on the floor. And they said she traveled. If you don't get rid of the ball quick enough when you're on the floor, they will call that traveling on you. 1:23 to go in this game. Madeira well on their way to their 4th league win, their 5th overall in the season. Amazons will have a tough one on Saturday at Marymount. They'll play the 8-3 Warriors. We'll be there with ICRC-TV. And Lily Benatendi puts the ball up, does not fall. Less than a minute to go in a game. Bailey. Anderson Little. She's going to drive, puts a little scoop shot up, and it's good. Anderson Little with her 7th point.
Foul charge to Madeira's number 20, Lily Benatendi.
Lily Benatendi picks up the foul. We'll see that again. Benatendi got a hand in there, but she gets the ball up. Famous foul shot. Anderson Little, though, gets the ball back, and now finally controlled by the Amazons, and we have a reach-in foul on McKenna Stacy. And that's only the 6th foul for Reading, so with 26.5 seconds to go, it's going to still be inbounds. Madeira finally got to 7 fouls, but that might be a moot point at this stage of the game and with under 20 seconds to go. Demick underneath, but stolen away by Anderson Little. 5 seconds to go. Anderson Little, I don't know if she realizes the foul. That was partially blocked, and that'll be it. Your final will be Madeira 38, Reading 14 in the CHL action. Reading drops to 1-5 in the CHL, 2-10 overall. Madeira goes to 5-6 overall, 4-2 in the CHL. They'll get a chance to get to even record on the season when they will take on Marymount this Saturday in an ICRC game. Well, we'd like to thank our entire crew out here tonight. Did a fantastic job as usual. Our camera people, Bob, Drew, and Steve in the camera. We got Dee was our director tonight, and we got Dean Lowry, who's the main guy that sets up everything for us, and of course our executive producer, Jason Dudley. And there's all your people there we have. And also thanks to John Payne, the easiest guy to find in the gym. Thank you, John, for hosting us. So once again, your final 38-14 in favor of Madeira. This is Bill Bretz for the entire ICRC crew saying goodbye from Reading High School.